If you ever have a solid use case to build, but you are just staring at the blank file, thinking, how do I even start integrating this API use case with QuickBooks? Then this video is just for you. Hi, I'm Prajakta. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a tool that the Intuit developer team has built up to help you skip this guesswork. It generates precise, ready to use AI prompt tailored to your specific QBO use case. So your AI coding assistant actually knows what to build. We will cover two real API scenarios with live demos. Building a brand new QBO integration with the given use case and adding a new API feature to something you have already built and running. So let's go. Here is the reality. We keep hearing from developers that the QuickBooks Online has a powerful API platform, but the learning curve is real. OAuth setup, entity relationships, error handling, sandbox versus production differences, REST API versus GraphQL. There is a lot to know before you write your first lines of code. And AI tools, they are amazing, but they are general purpose. If you type build a QuickBooks invoice integration, you will get something that looks reasonable, but might be missing a QBO specific detail. So, what's the solution? We build a prompt library. Instead of you finding out what to ask the AI, we will pre engineer the prompt that reliably produces correct and QBO aware code. Think of it as a translator. It asks you what you want to build, it tells AI exactly what to build and how. The prompt carries context about the hierarchies, API details, common pitfalls, so you don't have to keep fixing those in your code. You will still review and adapt the output, but heavy lifting is done. The result? Your AI tools acts like a QBO expert, not a generic code generator. To start with, there are these two use cases here. Both are targeted for easy development with premium API for IES customer, that is Intuit Enterprise Suite. Two important features which are available for IES customers are one, availability of dimensions in the QuickBooks IES with ability to attach these dimensions to the transactions. And second is creating project estimates, which are different from financial estimates. Project estimates are currently supported only with the QuickBooks Advanced SKU and IES customers. Let me show how simple this is to work with. Open github.com and navigate to this repository as shown here. This is a prompt library repo. You can see it's organized into folders. We are going to talk about the Discover folder today. That's the prompt generation engine. Inside Discover, you will see a series of folders. Make sure you go through the README file inside this folder. It has some information needed for you to start this development effectively. Each use case has a specific folder for it. Prompt-config.json is a configuration file for giving your inputs. These are some keys here, which will give you some keys for which you are not supposed to change the values. More details are given in the README file. You should provide values that about your use case, such as the programming language, what QBO entity you need, mode of integration, etc. But there are some sample instructions in the repo. Also, you can customize it for your requirement. Uh, Once you give that, the merge prompt.js is the actual file. You need to have Node installed on your system to run this file. It generates a complete structured prompt. You can copy paste directly into any AI tool. For example, some sample files are shown here. These are AI generated prompts file. Let's see how to do this in action. I'm in the Discover folder I'm going to walk you through the prompt generation process for a new project. Let's say I'm building an invoicing system with dimension features in the invoice line items. My choice of language is Python, and the QBO entity I need is invoice. Save this. And once you give this value into the prompts-config.json, let's run this. In terminal, I'm in the Discord folder and running this command. It asks me for the choice, and it says that the file is generated into this folder. Let's see. Yes. So this is your prompt, which we will fit to an AI tool and generate the code out of this. Look at this generated prompt. It has all the step-by-step instructions, necessary links, examples. It also has best practices and the AI guardrails. That's it. From zero context to a structured QBO-aware AI prompt in few minutes. This is a new workspace, and I'm going to paste this prompt into my AI tool. Now AI is working on this. We will wait for AI to do this important work for here. AI has finished generating the code, and look what came back. So Claude has helped us to create all these things, and the project is ready. I'm accepting all the changes. Please note, initial app connection and token generation with the appropriate scope is assumed to be already in place because we want to focus on the Dimensions API specific use cases and not the basic flow of app connections or token generation. If you want another prompt that handles this, then please share your comments and we will get it done for you. Now let's test the code. The important step here is to get ready with this env file. So if you see, it's assumed that you already have set up. So you have the access token, working access token, put the company ID and the environment as a sandbox or production. So I have included my .env file with all the necessary details here. I am ready to test the code. So let's, from discover folder, from the generated code folder, you need to execute the command. So already those will be available in your README file, detailed instructions. Just go ahead with those. I'm going ahead here. Mm, After changing this padding version to from 271 to 2.10.6, it is building now. So I'm ready to run Python 3 main.py. And you can see that as per the AI prompt, whatever you have given, all tasks are successfully completed. It fetched the list of dimensions, count of it. It fetched the dimension values in the next step. And as a second task, it generated the invoice. Invoice ID is also printed here. And the last step was hydrate. That means for giving the values for display. And here you can see that the value of the invoice generated is printed here. And you can also see it is associated with which dimension value and dimension name. So we can cross verify this into the QuickBooks company as well. Let me show you that. Easy, right? Now for the scenario for now for the second scenario, and honestly, like this is the one most of you are probably in right now. You already have a QBO integration and which is running. Maybe it handles some use cases, some APIs handling, but now you want to add a new feature, invoice tracking using the IES company dimensions. It's a new GraphQL API, and let's say you have never worked with that before. So, where do you start? So, same tool, different approach. Let's use the discover prompt for a targeted entity specific prompt that slots into existing code. Uh, this is an existing Python integration with OAuth working, and some features such as customer listing, project lifecycle are already built into this. Now I need to add tagging the invoices with the dimension support, but I don't know how to map fields, query syntax, or error quirks. I only need the entity logic and query layer because some things are already built here. So let's build an AI prompt and integrate the dimension use cases. I'm changing the inputs according to my requirement. So here I will give the mode as existing because I have an existing integration in Python and I want to build the transaction invoices and let's keep the other stuff same. So now we need to follow the same steps to generate the prompt dynamically. So in Discover, I will give the command. It asks me for option and the prompt with the name dimensions ready prompt MD is ready. Now I will just copy paste this prompt into my existing project and let's see. This is my existing project which is running on Python and is working fine. It loaded the customers. So what will I do is I will paste the generated AI prompt into the repo of this code. So let's go. Here is a pro tip. After pasting the generated prompt, also give your AI tool an example of your existing code style. Ask it to match that pattern. Result will feel like it belongs to your code and not like it was pasted from somewhere else. So we will wait until AI does it work. All right, it finished its work, and here is what comes back. A service that matches my existing patterns, uses the same error handling approach, and slots right into my file structure. I barely need to edit this. This is so exciting. I'm going to accept all and let's test it now. So if you notice, it didn't create a new README file because it was already created. And it hardly added dimension service was needed. It's a new service and few changes it has added on top of existing code to work on our task. So let's test it. Let's run the application again. Application is running. Let's go and check it. I want to connect to a IES sandbox company. So in your developer portal, you have this list of sandbox company. You can also open it just by clicking this name. Let's select the same company here. Just to test whether existing functionality is working. You can see that customers are faced here. Now you have noticed that this is a new part of this integration, tag invoices with dimensions. So I am going to click this and you can see that invoice is tagged successfully with invoice ID of 146 and dimension is attached to that. Amount is 999 and the value of the dimension name is this dimension and the value is this microphone. So how do I verify that? I'll just go back to the company and check whether such invoice is created. Yes, it is created. 146, invoice number 146. The invoice amount is correct. And if you see the test dimensions and the microphone is the value, just to verify these are the correct set of dimension values in this company, we'll go to dimension. The name is verified and the values are verified here. So you can, of course, work further on your integration to choose the dimension value instead of default one. One more thing I want to show is when the default prompt was created, I added this additional line here, like add a new button with this name into existing UI to trigger this workflow and show the result in the model. So this was our generated prompt and I customized it further as per my requirement and then fed that input to this AI tool. So that's it. New feature added to an existing integration and total time from where do I start to a working API call under few minutes. Here is what I would suggest as your next step. Pick one QBO entity you have been curious about integrating with IES dimensions. It can be bills, estimates, invoice, etc. and run it through the Discover prompt right now. See what you get and then paste it into the AI tool. You might be surprised how far you get in 30 minutes. One more thing, and this is genuinely important. We built this for you and we want to make it better. The link in the description goes to a short Google form shown above here. 5 questions, 2 minutes. Tell us what worked, what did not, what you wish the repo handled, and that it doesn't yet. Developer feedback is what shapes the next version of this library. We read every response. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, the Intuit Developer Community forums are the best place. Link is also in the description. Happy building!